Hi, welcome to this video where you'll be learning how to launch a free blog with Wisp today. And by the end of this video, you would be able to get this blog up on your site. So maybe let's talk about what inspired this video. I was having a conversation with my friend Mulongo, and she was telling me that she is starting a new project where she's looking for something simple just to jot down some of her thought pieces for her side project. And she has managed multiple blogs before, and she didn't want to yet manage another developer and spend tons of money on it. So when she saw what I have, she's really excited about it. So this video is actually for Mulongo and the rest of you who are not developers yourself and do not want to spend more money getting developers to work on your own personal blog for you. So let's maybe get a full demo on what we will be building today and how you would basically update your blog from there. So this is the blog template that I've shown you earlier, and let's take a greater look at it. So it's a very minimalist blog design that is focused on readability. So you can see it's basically inviting you in to read it, right? There is this sexy dark mode over here if you like it, right? And over here there's also a page called About, where you can use it to basically introduce yourself or your project to the world. And the blog post itself, they are all rendered in this manner, so it really invites people in to read. So it's very easy on the eye, right, to read, right? And at the end of the blog over here, you would have this text over here where you can discover other posts that are tagged with the similar content, right? And at the bottom, these are actually AI suggested article from your own blog, right, to basically invite your reader to read similar content to the one that he or she is reading right now. And so that's the front end of the blog, right? And you must be wondering, like, so how do I add or manage my blog post from there? So that's where my product Wisp come in. Wisp is basically a blogging content management system, and you can get started for free. What it does is that on the free program, it actually just have powered by Wisp attribution at the end of your blog article. And if you are looking to remove that and just want it for yourself, right, I'll recommend you getting Indie Hacker Pass. We'll get to that later, right? But just know for sure that you can start off all of these things for free. So let's take a look at how we can go about editing the blog that you have. So I'm going to add in a new blog post that I use AI to generate over here. So this is my title, right? I'm going to hit enter, and here is actually the writing space. You can press on slash to actually bring out the menu if you are looking to customize certain things, or you can use Markdown to have a header one, right? It's up to you how you want to do it. So I have generated some fictitious content for a travel blog, so I'm just going to slap in here. Right, I'm going to show you also how you can easily add image. So let's say I really like this one. I'm going to copy this image, come in here, paste in here. Let's look at some other nice images, maybe this one. Copy this. Right, I'm going to move this around a little bit. And maybe just right here, I'm going to paste the image. You can also drag and drop an image into the blog post if you wish to, right? So it's really easy for you to deal with it. Gonna do something fanciful now. I'm gonna add in a YouTube video that I found, right? So just copy the URL and then paste it in. You can see it's automatically added to it, right? And then I'm going into the publishing tab using this as the short description. So here you can select your featured image, right? Let's go with the red field, paste it in, paste in my little description. I'm gonna put in a few of this text, click on publish, right? And just like that, right, your blog post is actually published on your own blog. Let me see, where's that? Okay, this is the one, right? So when I refresh it, you can see, oh, there you go. So that's your content, right? And your blog post is just rendered over here, right? Beautifully rendered, all right, with the video embedded. And this is like you know, other suggested ones, because over here is a little bit more on reflections. You can see these are lesson learned, saying goodbye, so everything about like a more reflective post is now being suggested to the audience. Okay, so now you have a look and feel of like both the front end where your user is interacting, as well as the back end where you will be you know, editing your blog from, right? Let's get into launching your own blog. But before that, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the various different technologies that we are using for this, for those of you who are just a little bit curious of like how the Lego pieces fall into place. The first one is the block template that is using this web framework called Next.js, right? It's available for free here with the MIT license, which means that you can use it without attribution. You can modify it, you can do whatever you want with it, right? The next one is GitHub. GitHub is actually this this code repository over here. It's a place where you can host code, right? And all it does is that it hosts all this text code over here, and that's where, if let's say in the future you would like to get a developer to edit your blog, right, just grant them access to your GitHub repository and they can make the edit on your existing code. So you get the code and you basically own it, not me, right? The next thing is that we'll be using this service called Vercel to host it. The free tier is really generous, and you can even hook up your own domain name to it, right? And they serve your blog post, your blog for you for free, right? It's unlikely that you exceed the free tier at all. The next one is the content management using Wisp, which I've shown you earlier. So let's get started. I'm going to do a quick run through. See, it's a really short process, right? So if you're ready, let's head over to step 1, where we'll be setting up GitHub to host your code. So the first thing you need to do is head over to GitHub and create a free account. So enter github.com, and over here towards the top right, I think you can register for a free account, right? I need you to go through the step. I'm not bringing you through over here in this video. Go through the steps, and once you are back on this page, you can skip through some of the steps. You know, when they ask you for your preference and getting set up, you can scroll to the bottom and actually just skip ahead. So once you have done that, right, you are ready to go to the block template. So for the block template, you need to visit this URL over here. I will actually be linking this within the video so that you can click on that. So once you are here, you can see, oh, this is the preview, and this is the link to the sample blog that we have just created. Scroll down, and right after the introduction, right after this image, you would see this black color button that says deploy, right? And I need you to click on that. So once you have done that, it would actually bring you to this page where you would have to log in using GitHub. It just flashed by really quickly just now, right? But you would able to create an account on Vercel by clicking on connecting using GitHub. And once you have registered an account, you would now be able to import this code into your GitHub account. So over here, that's where I'm going to import it. So my demo, give this code repository a name, and depending on you, you might want to keep it private or not, right? For me, I'm okay to just keep it public for now, right? And the next thing is over here, where it asks you about the required environment variable. Okay, that's where you actually need to go onto Wisp, sign up for a free account, and then once you are in you know, any of the accounts, right, go over to setup, right, and you would be able to see this block ID over here. Copy this block ID and then paste it in, right? Okay, so I don't think I can do that. Let's deploy first, and then we'll figure that out. Oops, 1 second. So I need to first create the Git repository. So this will actually import the code into GitHub. So if I were to go over to GitHub right now, let's go to GitHub. And then my repositories, right? Can you see now you would have a new item called my demo blog? So this is what Vercel has done for you. It has pulled the code into your own repository. So now you own this code. So once you have done that, right, then you need to provide this environment variable. So again, right, once you have registered an account, you might not have any blog posts here yet. It's all right. Head over to setup and copy the blog ID. All right. I'm going to paste it here, and then I'm going to hit deploy. Right, and now you wait. Okay, the next step is actually deploying the block using Vercel. You will see that there are a few environment variables that you need to note. The first one is your block ID. There's actually also a few other things that you can adjust later on once your block has been deployed, right? And I'm going to show you how we can adjust that later, right? Let me first show you where does this come in and what does it change. So over here, on this template, there's many things that you can adjust, right? So the first one is actually the block display name, which is this word over here, right? If I wanted to change it to, let's say, Raymond, then I would have to set this, and this will actually change to Raymond. The next one is a copyright at the bottom. There's actually a copyright message. Let me just show you that. So Samantha 2024, right? So that is the copyright message, right? The next one is the SEO default title. So this one is what is going to be shown when it's showing on Google when when people search for your blog post. This main blog URL itself. Okay, so you can set that. I'm going to give you some samples of how that looks like. The next one is also the metadata description, also for Google. And finally, the base URL, right, is something that you have to note, which is basically where your blog is being hosted. If you're hosting it on your domain name, right, then it is your domain name. Let's now head back to Vercel to take a look at this, right? As you can see, your blog has just been deployed, right? You can click on continue to dashboard, and you will now be able to visit your blog by just clicking here, right? Anyone from around the world will be able to visit your blog using this blog URL already. So it's already live on the internet, ready for the world to see. Now let's do a few configuration as I've just mentioned. So let's go over to the setting and change those environment variable. So click on setting, click on environment variable, and scroll down. You can see this was your previous blog ID, right? What I need you to do now is to import some of this environment variable in, right? Give me a second. Okay, so the first one, let's copy this block display name, right? Let's call it the my demo blog. Okay, I like that. Second one is this one, Raymond. This is for the copyright name. Maybe I should do yeah, it sounds better. Okay, default title over here, learning technologies with Raymond. Another one, this is the blog description, learn how to code and all with Raymond. Another one. Okay, so for the base URL, right now we are just using Vercel, so let's just keep to that. This is fine. Okay, so the moment you have hooked up your domain, right, just change over to that. All you need to do is to click on save, right? you'll see that saving it doesn't change anything over here. That is because this block has not been redeployed, right? It's still using the old setting. So all you need to do is head over to deployment here and click on redeploy somewhere. There you go. So find out the latest deployment and click on redeploy, and make sure this is off, right? And then click on redeploy. So you'll go through the whole process again, and this time it will load in the new settings that you have put in, and it will rerun it with the new block name and all. So you can see right now over here at the top it says travel with Samantha, right? So after we have edited, right, it should change to my new block name. Let's take a look. Meanwhile, maybe what I'll do is I would show you how to connect your own domain. Okay, so I'm going to leave that running. I'm going to open another Vercel tab. Just refresh, okay, to see right here. Okay, so once you are back on Vercel's page again, right, you can head over to your project. So this is your own. This is the entire. This is your repository. This is your main account. You can go over to domains, right? For those of you who are who do not already have a domain, you can actually buy a free. You can buy a domain over here. So let's say travelwithraymond.com. There you go. Right, I can right away just purchase it within Vercel itself, and it's going to be really easy for me to connect it. For those of you who already have a domain, what you need to do is a slightly different setup, right? So once your demo block has been deployed, right? In fact, it has been deployed. So coming back down here, if you visit it again, let's take a look. You can see it's different this time around. Can you see? It says kick out, right? And the bottom is Raymond, right? And the title is Learning Technologies with Raymond. So that's how you do it, right? Okay, coming back to domains, right? So coming back to domains, every time you have deployed something on Vercel, they will give you a free web domain on Vercel app itself, right? And this is the one that you can share with the world already. But most of you would probably want to attach a custom domain to it. So that's where you can head over to the domains. Let's take a look at deployment. Going back to this, click on here, right? This project, click on setting, click on domains, and this is where you would manage your own domain. Okay, so over here I'm going to add a domain to this, maybe something that I own. So let's call it demo.wisp.blog, which I will remove later on, and click on add. Oh, this is annoying. Okay, so because this is already on Wisp itself, it's automatically mapped and created. So maybe let's change a domain name that is not on Wisp. So let's say I have something else.com. Okay, this is not something that I own, right? So choose. Okay, so choose whether you want www.something else or you want just the raw domain without the www, right? The recommended one is actually to use the www, right? And we will click on that. Okay, so that's where you would have to basically attach this domain over here. Okay, so you would have to go over to your domain, the registrar, and actually set in a new text record under Vercel and with this value to basically verify it. And after you have verified it, it will give you the next step on something for CNAME or A-level direction. Just follow that accordingly and you would be able to point that domain over here. Okay, alternatively, there's another way that you can go about it, which is to actually use it for DNS. So let's say transfer it. Okay, so you can also transfer a domain from external source into Vercel if you so wish to, right? and that would be way easier for you to set up a domain after that, because you can use the domain name systems within Vercel to set it up for you. So that is for domain setup. You can see, you know, I already have it on demo.wisp because wisp.blog is actually hosted within Vercel itself. So this is really convenient for me. Okay. And that is it. The next step is how to edit the about page using Markdown. So as you can see, now I already have it on demo.wisp.blog, right? And the about page is still about Samantha. I don't like that, right? Because this is Raymond's blog this time around. So what you need to do is, unlike the pages on the blog, right? The about page is actually written using code, right? But it's using Markdown to actually render. So the code is actually right here. Head over to source, click on that, head over to app, click on that folder, click on about, click on page. So this is actually what is rendering that page over here. Can you see? Right? So let's change this, right, to something that is about me, right? So first thing, you can actually edit a file directly from here. Just click on edit the file, right? And we can change this. So first up is about Raymond, right? Let's do a quick one. Hey there, Raymond, and I write about technologies that are really cool here. Follow me to see what you can build with me, right? Love, Raymond. Okay, so over here you can see these are all text and I can't really add an image to it. So I'm going to show you a quick hacky way where you can use that, where you can add images, right? So we are going to use the content, the image hosting of Wisp, right? It's actually just part of the account for you to actually render the image. So just within this writing space, right, you can add in a photo of yourself. Let me search for one. So let's say I really like this one of myself, right? You can drag and drop it in here, and you can right click and copy image address, right? That's how you get the full image address. Let's take a look at it here, right? That's my image being hosted over here. So coming back to here, I can actually replace this entirely and then just change this to Raymond. Okay, and once you are ready to save, click on here, right? And before that, right, you can actually change the metadata on this page so that it's not about Samantha. This is what is going to be shown to Google, right? But I'm just going to leave it as that. And over here, you can just commit the change from here. So this saves the file. And something interesting about GitHub and Vercel is that the moment you save or make a commit, right, it actually redeploys the website for you. You'd see this orange button called pending, right? And you can see Vercel is actually deploying your app. So let's wait for a while again. When we head over to Vercel, let's take a look at the deployments. Okay, you can see this is building. It's usually taking about 1 minute to build and deploy it. So let's just wait for a bit. And once that is done, we should see the new about page already. There you go. Okay, I think it's done. So the moment it's done, you can go to your website again. So it's demo.wisp.blog, and right now in the about page, yeah, that's me. Okay, so that is it for today. It's been 25 minutes, and I hope that you enjoy this short video on how you can create your own blog. If you have any questions or comment, feel free to put it in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next video.